Hello everyone, welcome back for more. Let's play Clash at Demonhead. So here we are, we have just talked to the fairy who has told us where the hermit is. So let's go do something about that, shall we? We need to go to Route 14, because after 14 comes 6, and that's where the fairy tells us to go. Of course, it would help if I, didn't just fail to shoot enemies. Now that we've got a semi-clear area here, let's refill stuff, shall we? Kinda ran out of food. I will spare you the, hey, a note. For that is what that actually is. It is a note. My friend's trying to tell me something. He'll send money. Don't worry about Mary. I'll take care of her for you. Just hang in there and fight. Jake. That's not ominous or anything. Yeah, how can you not worry now? Gotta love the translation job they did with this. But anyway, down here looks like a typical ordinary pit, but it is not. Killed it. Invisible enemy, or just a plain black enemy, but we get 3 hearts for our trouble to be able to refill. So now we can continue on at full health. And now, some very annoying enemies about to be here. We need to kind of try to stay up here if we can. Ignore the heart, as much as it would help. We don't need the gold, but we do need to see the limit of Bang's jumping ability here. He's banging his head on an invisible ceiling, which kind of stops our jump dead in its track. Have you noticed that firing randomly seems to do more harm than good? Yeah, it's a habit I have yet to break. But yeah, if we fell down into the water, we would have to use a jetpack or the jump boots or something to get back up here. So let's not do that. Instead, let's now go to Area 6 and fall. Shoot a tomato, what I assume is a tomato, and here are the falls the fairy was talking about. Of course, hang on just 1 second, folks. Sorry about that, everyone. I just had cats that decided to fight, and I had to break that up. But anyway, something that this allows me to show off is you see how that says current route 6 on this map? Yeah. Remember how I said shop calls only work if you know what route you're on, basically? Yeah, we're about to see current route unknown pop up, which means you can't call a shop in that area. It must be the entrance. Why? We're not sure. But yes, this is indeed, well, besides being indeed current route unknown, but this is indeed where the grieving fairy told us we would, need to go. This is where the grieving fairy opened up the passage for us. So now, 3 power units are going to get worn down really, really quickly here. Luckily, there is a life up waiting for us. Ow. I'm gonna take bullets to the face. Unless I can dive under them. take minuscule damage from the water or take damage from a full bullet hitting me in the face. I think I know which one I should pick out of the two. So yeah, there was gold there, but largely useless gold. And say hello to some dive-bombing birds. Like that. And that. And that. Sometimes they drop money. We are still... Okay, we are now in Route 35. If you notice, we went all the way from the south part of this map, the southeast, all the way up to that little mountain passage there. Yeah. Don't ask how that works. I don't know either. And that thing we're not going to be able to shoot easily, so we will just ignore it and come over here and get a replenishing heart. It keeps coming back. This big happy fella here wants to do us harm, so we shoot him first. So anyway. Meet the first actual boss of the game that we can fight. Rowdy! We've come to take the hermit back. You presumptuous little twit, I'll have you for lunch! Do it if you can. So anyway, there's Rowdy. He has 2 weak points, his knees, and that jewel in his forehead. He also likes to charge at us. So we will just sit here and pound away at his legs, and he will eventually explode like that. And say hi to Obi-Wan here. Why do I say Get off. Why do I say Obi-Wan? He's going to teach us the ways of the Force. And because we talked to Fascia, this guy gets to teach us stuff. We cannot leave the valley without micro power. Gradually, we will gain even more powers. And be happy about it. So yeah. We now have that. The Hermit's 5 forces. Number 1, micro power, which turns you into a very tiny version of yourself that, well, when you get hit, you revert back to normal size, but it allows you to pass through small areas. The first of 5 of the Hermit's forces, obviously. So anyway, let us also notice that the power bar is now up to 6 from being attuned to the Force. Apparently makes us more durable. But anyway, enough of that. Notice we're still on Route 35, so we could call the shop if we needed to. But we are now left kind of directionless. We don't really know where we need to go at this point. Except for the fact that this is going to get us out of the valley. This little passage right here is the only way out. And to use it, we have to turn into Micro Bang. Look at him. He's cute. And if you are wearing one of the suits, that suit is actually represented on the sprite. It's kind of funny, really. But anyway. I mean, I don't have to worry too much about getting hit here. Unless I do something stupid like I just did. Yeah, get off me. Those little shaggy eyeball things will come down to this gun range, but if you're on the lower platform, you have to make a small jump to actually get them in range. So, whenever possible, do not fight them on the lower platform. Also, whenever possible, don't let that guy pop up and pop you on the nose. Oh sure, now you're going to go against that. Fine. And now, we hit what I'm guessing I'm going to call this volcano, because if we just fall straight down, we are going to die horribly. Because down there, and I'm going to show this off, if we just fell, it would go very poorly for us. Those enemies are just kind of do their own thing and not really home in on us. But if we just fell straight down, lava awaits us. Obviously, we do not want lava to await us. We do not want to fall straight down, because we do have a suit that would allow us to survive in lava. But not really much point in putting it on to deal with that particular strain of lava. But you notice we really can't go straight up from here, because, well, if we let go, we're just gonna fall. So, hopefully you brought a jetpack, so you can get over to the other wall. Well, you can go back to the right wall, but it's mostly useless. Mostly. Don't do that. Do that. Ah, not that either. Flying duck things. More hearts. I need more hearts. I also need more force powers. Let's talk about the force powers a bit, because the hermit there said you will gain them eventually. What he didn't say was that you gain them by exceeding certain amounts of force. So one thing you can do is try to spam the shop and get as much Dynapunch and just keep going up until you get everything. But now that we are able to exceed 99, might as well open up all the force we can get. Notice we still don't have it. I would like to show this off once to show off what, comes next, and then show that I'm going to open up all 5 of these powers. But yeah, for every 100 force you get from this point on, and I don't mean 100 cumulative, I mean when your force total hits 200, 300, 400, 500, you open up a new power. Yeah, it is that simple. Let's see. They have Dynapunch. Good. Replenish a shop call. And tell him no. Now that we have over 200 force, number 2, teleport. If you've been somewhere, you can now teleport to it. I think it costs like 60 force to use it. We won't be using it soon. But it costs some force to use the power. But anyway, yeah, that is how you open up all these other force powers. Your force total just goes up to the next 100. And you suddenly know it. And once you know it forever. But anyway, on that note, let's go ahead and fill that up. Call the shop one more time before I end the video. Be annoyed that, they're not selling it on this particular trip. And when we return, can't believe this video went 15 minutes, oh well. And when we return, I should have all 5 force powers unlocked through grinding Wonderful, wonderful grinding. Is there anything it can't do besides save me time? I don't know. But anyway, it does allow me access to powers early. But on that note, I will see you guys back next time as we try to figure out where we're supposed to go from here. Later all.